I was unhoused yesterday, and post the C-lection, I'm unhoused today. Yeah, this very low income, no income, broken, formerly unhoused single mama coming to you actually has a roof now, but not 'cause of no politricksters saving me, not 'cause of no vote being cast. Me and my son have a roof in a landless people's movement built from extreme hard work by myself and fellow indigenous, migrante, incarcerated, homeless, criminalized, bordered, black, brown, and poor peoples. Poverty scholars, we call ourselves, who can't stop, won't stop, who refuse to engage with the savior industrial complex. The nonprofit industrial complex, the government gangsters, and the corporate banksters who know that in the end, like I always say with my fellow poets projects, change won't come from a savior, pimp, or an institution. Change will only come from a poor people-led revolution. Yeah, today's podcast from a poverty scholar goes out to all my fellow unhoused and formerly unhoused poverty scholars who were still on the street sides, the curb sides, the road sides, in our tents, cars, and tarps, just trying to stay safe and alive. Yeah, and to all the conscious people who redistribute your stolen and hoarded wealth, who really are trying to be about something different, not rooted in this capitalist lie. Sadly, my broken body and those of my fellow poverty scholars are used for campaign fodder and false campaign promises from people who themselves have never missed a meal and continue to use hygienic metaphors against our unhoused communities like trash and sweeping and dehumanizing statements like, I'm here to fix the homeless problem. And yeah, we need to fight the settler-colonizer laws and legislations, as I call them, including the literally thousands of anti-poor people proper laws across the United States that make it illegal to be poor and unhoused, rooted in the Eurocentric anti-poor people lies that the original land stealers and constitution writers brought over here when they stole this indigenous territory, and that continue to reward, uplift, and protect the wealth hoarders and land stealers so they can steal more of Mama Earth and hoard more of her shrinking resources. And because our poor people bodies are always under attack. And yeah, things do get worse if we don't resist their endless wrath. But these legislators and politricksters and votes and propositions ain't everything. Actually, it's very little. In fact, I think the reason people rely so heavily on a vote is because it's simple, it's easy, it's post-colonial solutions. It doesn't include holding folks in trauma, even when they are struggling with your drama, so that you together can build beyond your differences and your internal colonization, so that you can build and lift up something that has nothing to do with the people who want to profit off of you. Yeah, voting doesn't include endless teaching, unpacking, uncolonizing conversations and sessions to help other folks unlearn the lies of police calling, wealth hoarding, and continual land stealing and destruction. Voting has a clean, simple end goal, a tangible result. And yet the water gangsters and the land stealers and sellers and land breakers and Mama Earth polluters, removers, and destroyers just continue to steal, destroy, pillage, pollute, break, and think they own anything they didn't create. So yeah, listeners, I hope you got your vote on. And I'm very happy for Prop C and R, and I supported Prop E. I'm very happy for Prop C and E, and I supported it all the way through, along with all the other propositions that push back on these anti-poor state. But I ain't holding my breath, because I've been lied to before by propositions and legislations that we supposed to help, that we're supposed to educate, feed, house, and support me and my family. And guess what? The tow trucks keep coming for my home, the bulldozers keep coming for my tent, and the police keep coming for my shopping cart, and all of them keep coming for me and mine. And yes, race and culture and gender matters, because melanin and culture and gender and language winning these selections in this stolen land is a twisted form of Americlan equity. But sadly, hegemony is too. Or we wouldn't have, as my sister comrade Junebug says, brown faces in high places. People like Obama and his right-hand man, Julian Castro, a brown neoliberal politrickster who wrote the RAD program, Rental Assistance Demonstration, a benign title for a project which has single-handedly caused the sale of all of our poor people housing, a.k.a. public, a.k.a. projects, selling them on the private stock exchange to housing developers like ING and Citigroup, ensuring that we, the poorest of the poor, have no more guaranteed housing anywhere in these United Snakes of Americlan. Similarly, we wouldn't have the new mayor of San Francisco, who, just like her predecessor, a man of color, Ed Lee, comes from poverty, the so-called projects, places where us poor folks dwell, turning around and taking homeless people's tents as her solution to homelessness, ushering in more rich people, not having them pay or redistribute anything, going against Prop C, and calling upon the selection, backing the campaign in her own city that was created to support unhoused people in San Francisco. In the end, I must repeat, this landless people's movement, we unhoused and indigenous peoples call homefulness. That's a homeless people's solution to homelessness. Wasn't built by politricks, legislators, or a measure or a vote. It was built with poverty scholars' hands, hearts, hard work, minds, and ancestors' prayers and spirit and song and theater and poetry and love, refusing to give up a dream of poor people-led self-determination, not just another scheme.
Share with you my story. Would you share your dollar with me? Bad times